Wait, can you repeat that?
Can y'all hear me all right?
Ladies and gentlemen.
You're in control. Run.
Yo, can you hear me? How are y'all liking my new start screen?
Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna give a little bit more time for people to start joining. Submissions are gonna be open till 7 o'clock, so that's in about 30 minutes. So people can still start submitting. That's when I'll start going through all of the feedback again. We've got a new way of doing it, so hopefully it goes well.
Next level.
Let's do it.
This is next level. Next level.
Chafra.
We currently have 6 songs submitted, so feel free to keep submitting your. And shout out to all the guys over at Extol Chainbreakers. Absolutely killed it on the last week.
Vengeance is mine. Chancellor. Switch. I will repay. Nope. Vengeance is mine. Praise. Chancellor. Switch. What? Yeah. I will repay.
Give me Give me one moment, guys. For some reason, I'm not hearing music in my headphones. Okay, that sounds good. For some reason, I'm not hearing Spotify through my headphones then. That's just weird. Give me 1 minute while I try to figure this out. Alright, I have no idea what's going on, but I might as well get into it. How is everybody doing today? But yes, as you guys can probably see, Julia did put in the chat that we will be starting the reviewing music at 7 p.m. So, yes, but it's so good to actually be back. But we're going to be doing things quite a bit differently this time. So, a lot of y'all know last time we would just play the songs, get feedback, and blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm actually going to be doing a more in-depth review this time to actually make sure you guys get proper feedback, and so I can actually teach you guys stuff. I would rather have a few submissions and be able to give more in-depth feedback than to have a bunch of submissions we're flying through so everyone can get their song out there, because, you know, it's cool to have Turtle play your song on stream. So, but with that being said, I want to show you guys what the feedback is going to look like. So, it's going to be in the middle of the screen like this. So, as you can see here, we have a whole lot of really good stuff going on here. But it's going to be sick, though, because we can actually really go in and analyze all of your songs. We got loudness. We got the levels. We're probably not really going to be looking at that too much, to be honest, because I'm really going to be paying attention to this more. Your sound field, to make sure you're covering all your stereo fields. And over here, your spectrum. And then we have a spectrogram at the very, very bottom. So that's why I'm asking everyone to please send an MP3 or WAV file, so that way we can actually get your songs in here and actually analyze them, because I'm still trying to figure out how to do it without this. If that makes my voice sounds quiet, okay. I can turn this up more. Is this better? Yeah, let me know if this is better. I just turned my gain up a little bit. But yeah, so my plan is to give you guys more in-depth feedback and show you guys kind of what you're missing. And hopefully just teach everybody some stuff as well. But yeah, how's everybody's day going? I know it's been so long since we've actually done something like this. So I'm curious to see how everyone's doing. Yo, shout out Siege Boy. Create a clip. Yeah, it's weird though, because last time I streamed, I believe I had 2 monitors. So it's weird because now I only have I had 3 monitors. Now I only have the 2 monitors, so it's a little bit different. But we shall see how it all goes. Dang, pretty chill, actually. I'm eating salad and burger on the side while watching. Ooh, that sounds good. What kind of salad do you have? Because I love me a good, like, Caesar salad or, like, an Italian of some kind. A tad more? I can do a tad more. How's that? Is that better? I also have, like, 0 processing going on the microphone right now. Who's this? Oh, yeah, Granderos. Just a lettuce, tomato, cucumber, and carrot salad. Ooh. Yeah, I had made a bunch of mac and cheese the last like 2 days, so I'd like heat up all like the leftovers that we had, and I just basically I ate that for dinner, which I might eat again after, but we'll see. I honestly have no idea how long the stream's gonna go. I do want to cut submissions off at 7 o'clock. That's kind of what we're waiting for, to see how many we're working with. But as of right now, we have a submission. We're starting off with Radamanthus's submission, and then we're going into Blej's submission. Then we got Ioz, which I hope I'm saying your name right. How do you spell it? Because I know I-O-Z, so I want to say Ioz. After that, we have Earthwalker, which it's been so long. We have a classic Neomike, and then Asher. So some OGs coming back for the streams. Oh, really? Perfect? Oh, that's crazy. I am not an English guy, so I'm glad I got that right. Yeah, I'm very curious to see if anybody else. I bet you once we start getting into it more, people will come in and want to start submitting, but I'd rather get everybody submitted first and then go from there. Or do y'all think we should just start? I'm actually Puerto Rican, so I'm not an English person either. Oh, I could imagine that. So do you know, I'm guessing you know English and Spanish. Would you know any other languages, or is that like the main 2, or you just don't know Spanish and it's something completely different that I'm just ignorant to? I should go to here. Woo. Yeah, so I got like all these scenes here. Which these are basically the same, which is weird. My native language is Spanish, yeah. Okay, so yeah, do you only know English and Spanish, or do you know more? I only know like 2 or 3 words of other languages. I think that's just about everybody, though. But all right, so it looks like this is all we're going to have for now, so we might as well get into it. For anybody tuning in right now, we have submissions open till 7 o'clock, so that's in about 10 more minutes. Head on over to the XL Records Discord channel, go to the feedback channel, and then drop an MP3 or a WAV file in the Friday feedback channel. That way I can download it and move it into my DAW so we can do some in-depth analysis of your songs. I know, we'll be able to see if it's actually an AI song or not. Ooh, scary, right? But, all right. I'm going to turn the music off, and then we might as well get into it now. Because, I mean, Radamanthus, you're still here, right? Yeah, say something in chat if you are here, and we will get into it. I got your song there. Let's go over to the feedback one here. Make sure that looks good. Boop, boop, boop. All right, everyone can see this. Let's play it. Okay, yep, we're getting everything working perfectly fine. All right, Radamanthus, let me know if you are in the chat. I don't want to start unless you are here. That would just be all sorts of messed up. Oh, we got another submission here. Might as well get that in here while we wait. Oh, there we go. Dragged up that one in. There we go. Just Zale, I got your submission in there. Good evening. All right, let's get back here. I think we're good. Yep. All right. Cool. All right. Radamanthus. Is Radamanthus still here or did he already leave? I can minimize that there. Boop, boop, boop. All right, cool. That's still working there. Yep, I'm here. Although it seems the stream is delayed for me. All good. I don't have a stream delay set, so if you're too delayed, you can always just refresh it. But we're going to get into your song now. So let's go. We're going to do a listen through, and then we'll go through slowly. I'm going to be nitpicking the entire thing, so just be wary. Be warned.
Forgive him.
Hang on, guys. I cannot hear it when I turn the audio down. I thought I fixed this. No, I'm still not hearing it. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll save it. Friday. I don't know why I can't hear anything through the headphones. I can hear it when I turn my output thing all the way up, but then I hear it through the speakers. So I'm going to just restart this. Go to my actual settings here. Wait, why is my microphone? Okay, we'll do that. Yep, it should be that. Can you guys still hear me all right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, everything should be fine. Let's play some... Yeah, no, that's bugging. Okay. Okay, looks like we're going to be playing it. Hopefully we don't get too much feedback while we're playing. But we will see. Let me know if while we're playing, if my microphone is picking up the actual songs that we're playing. Hopefully we don't. Because this is very disappointing because I have to have this on. So I might just have to go no headphones. So I prefer not. Now I have an ad. Continue though. Okay, yeah, we're just going to do a quick listen through real quick and go from there.
Forgive him.
Shout.
Okay. Yeah. So first things first, it looks like you're really filling in a lot of the spectrum down here. So really, really nice. But starting with the intro, we're going to just go here until I have something to say.
Forgive him.
I like the intro. I'm really looking at the stereo field here. So when you're looking over here, right, I want you to really look at like this section right here, that like 100 to around like 500 hertz, right? You see how full that is? This is what you're kind of wanting right here, which is perfect. Now, I'm not a big fan of this. It feels like it's kind of out of place, in my opinion.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
See, I'm just confused on what this is. Like, I feel like you could have a better fake out specifically.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
And now if you look here, you can see a lot of those frequencies here dipped down. So you're losing all of that, which is really making your intro sound full, but it's making your intro sound more full than your drop because now you don't have those frequencies. And I almost would like to bet that's actually your sub that's missing here. So like here, snare brought those in.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
Yeah, I want to pull up a Pro Q here. Here we go, Pro Q.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
Yeah, you see how there's just that huge space that's being missed right here. Let's see here.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
So yeah, that's what I would say. On this one specifically, work on getting sounds in like this area here. So from right here, around your 100 hertz, all the way to around, yeah, it was like here where I dialed it in, around 632. Right, whenever you have a dip down right there, oh yeah, your sound sounds so good, so clean, because that's just a lot of muddy. But there's things that you could do to actually make that part sound better, right? You don't want that spot to be such a hard dip down, right? You want it to be a little bit flatter, but not that hard of a dip down. Because like you can see like your snare's coming in and hitting right in there, and that's why it's sitting so good. If you didn't even sidechain that, that snare would still come through purely because that's where the fundamentals are.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
And I would keep that snare you had in here. I would layer that with that snare. Oh.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
Yeah, and so with your leads on this whole section, right? Let me go to do this real quick. So if I go to side view here, and then we're going to go like this. Boom. Now we got that on the sides. So now we can actually solo in your sides here. I want you to listen to. You notice how that's really a lot more of just your hats, right? You actually want a lot more of your main bass to be there. That like actual like transients of those, you really want those to be present in your sides, right? You don't want it to just be your hats. When it's just your hats, it gets really weird. It gets lost out on the sides a lot more. Yeah, your song might sound cool like that because your hats have your rides, all of the crashes, all of that have its own space over here. But now your lead is centered around the middle, which if you have a loud sub, that's what's going to be taking up that whole middle. You know, whenever speakers play more mono, they play the mono is primarily in your sub bass. Yeah. Blaze in here now.
Yep.
Yeah. So you really want to
Wait, just send it to me real quick.
just send it to you.
Yeah. Just like send me a screenshot or something. We paused this for Blazetainment.
Ah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Grabbing your headphone. Did we go poo poo? I think we went poo poo again. That's 3 in a day.
Blaze.
Blaze, say hi. Hi, thank you.
All right, you got it? Okay, so do you think maybe a chorus would help on the high end of the gun? I would say it actually has to do. Hold on, let me get this back up on my phone. Okay, cool. So I would say it actually has a lot more to do with, because what are you? It sounds like you're honestly hard clipping it, in my opinion. Which it doesn't sound like you have a finished song yet, so I would not be hard clipping it yet. So what you could do, one, is go through and actually do a side EQ on stuff and really push those sides wider. You could do a chorus. You could go through and do a... I don't have a good one of this. What's it called? A stereo. So a stereo enhancer, stereo shaper, two basic, really good ones, just to kind of help push your songs into the stereo field more or your specific sounds. You should be doing this quite a bit. But I want to make sure I have that off now. So that's like one of the main ones I would do to actually kind of get that separation, right? Because when you have stuff hitting your sides, it's going to sound a lot wider, sound a lot powerful, and just sound a lot more full in general. So that's one thing I would do. And then we can go over here. and we can check a little bit more. So that part was lacking, and we'll do this. So we're going to go through and like kind of just solo out your drop, and we'll see how everything's looking here real quick. So whenever we were looking, right, you can see when you watch this in the drop, you'll see every time those hats hit, they go like way out here while your leads are kind of sticking in the cone, which some people would say is fine. I personally like everything to be out here fully because it sounds way more full. When you stick to the cone only, you're missing all of these, right? Which is so, so important.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
So soloing the sub. But yeah, you can see how that snare just makes it wide. So in reality, your sub and your kick are all over the place right here. Completely out of phase. So like I would completely mono that out. So now you don't have to worry about it going all over the place, right? You don't want that to be doing that. It's like before, after. Now this will really just hit forward, really give that sub something to really go for. All right, so these are those mids, right? So you have that kind of a little bit more like your sub was over there, your really low end. Yeah, see like this, you'd give it a little bit more stereo field. A little bit more warmth there. All right. See, this is a good field right here, right? But let's go back to the drop. So I'm just gonna set this up, right? Just a basic master real quick, see how this would go. See how wide that pushed it? See, and that's really how wide you should be getting this part. And then I always personally would do this with your high end, but let's see how wide it is. All right, so this would be like a proper stereo field in a master. Listen to the difference of before and after with something like this.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
Right, before. So just doing that little bit of stereo separation will actually really bring it all out wider, make it sound way bigger than it is already, right? And I mean, just...
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
So yeah, you can see how loud we're hitting now, which I'm going to go back and mute that. So yeah, really just work on getting that separation going in your, while you're creating everything. That'll really help liven everything up. But with that, I mean, obviously it's not done quite yet, but it sounds like you honestly have your basses a little bit too high passed. Give them a little bit more high end freedom, right? Because it sounds to me like when we were in here, right? So like if I just solo this, I'm muted.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
Which here, I'm gonna just go back to the Pro Q because that'll make it easier to come. Stereo.
Thou shalt not
This is only your high end. Like this is pure crash. Now I'm getting into lead, right? This crash is either way too high or you got to get way more of your bass, your gun in there. And do you hear what I'm saying? So yeah, because that is pure high end right there. I would clean that up a little bit as well. Ads. Oh no, not more ads. But other than that, I like it a lot. I think you can do a little bit of cleaning, specifically in the intro when you have the So one trick that I like to do whenever it comes to vocals in something like this, right? They're very high, very screechy. But what you would want to do, right, is so let's say you have like your vocals on one bus and your guitar on the other one, right? Those are going to be like your main two elements in this spot, right? You're not really going to worry about your drums. Your drums are your drums in this section, right? I always like to tell people, don't worry about your drums too much in an intro because it's an intro, right? There's a lot of wiggle room whenever it comes to intro. Your intro doesn't have to be sidechained. It doesn't have to do a bunch of things. Well, it's like when you don't do that to your drop, you lose a lot of that impact that you can have in it. But whenever it comes to this, and you're working with vocals or another lead, anything, this could work for a bunch of things. Like if you have a bunch of different instruments and you all want them to fit together, put an EQ on it. So I'm going to pull up Pro Q, right? And then I'm going to go through, right? I'm not going to mute it, but I'm just going to figure out where the main notes are, main frequencies for that instrument or that lead or the vocal is, right? I'm going to find it, right? I'm going to take this one, so right, so it'd be 1626. I'd go to the guitar, so say the guitar is here. I'd load my Pro Q there, and then all I would do is take it out of the guitar, right? I don't want to go like this and take like 30 dB out of it because that would be muting it and it would sound terrible then. But when you give it space like that, like a surgical space like that, you're not going to take away from that guitar because now your vocal, that's where your vocal already sits. So you're just giving that more space to kind of fit, right? And with a vocal, right, you're going to have a bunch of different notes that kind of take that up, right? So you're going to want to go through, find out exactly which ones those are, and then go through that accordingly. Same with your leads, all of that. You know, whenever I'm layering for like future bass and stuff like that, right? Your super saws can fill up the entire space by itself. And sometimes it's hard to fit that lead in. So doing stuff like this will help. And then next thing you know, you're adding your vocal in. So now you're doing that vocal to that. And you can automate which EQ goes on when, all of that. So you can play around with it, but that'll help kind of clean up and be able to allow you to do more overall within your mixes, which will definitely help in this intro to kind of get that vocal more prominent. But let's go back and... Yeah, you could also just give it a little bit more volume because it's just sitting in there quiet as well. Definitely, I would definitely have the vocal come in right there.
Thou shalt not worship false idols.
So one thing I'm noticing the more I listen to it is it's very just ba 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 ba. Have some fun with it, you know, like bring it up, like bum 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 bum. Like have that sub roll, you know, give it some love, give it some life. Let the listener hear something and be like, whoa, like, what did you do there? Like, that was so cool. You know, do that. Because you have variation with like the overall sound, but you can make it more interesting, you know? All right, let's keep going. See, if you're doing something like this, I would say you want it to be a little bit more like stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, right? It just kind of seems like you're just constantly like kind of flowing into it. So where you see like this right here, make it go to absolutely nothing. No, absolutely nothing. You know, no hats, no crashes, no snare, no nothing. No noise right there going right into that. It'll make it punch, bro. Yeah, I like the idea that you had going on there. Yeah, but just whenever you do hits like that, like it doesn't have to be to everyone, right? But you're going to find something you like where it's like boom, 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 right? And you can have your hats go with that. Right now, they're just constantly like same note over and over and over and over again. Changing up your hats will give it more of a flow as well. I mean, if you listen to most artists, right? Their hats are kind of following the rest of their basses, right? Sometimes it'll go fast, sometimes it'll go slow, sometimes they're more drawn out, and that kind of set the vibe for that overall section. Which, I mean, here, yeah, you have it going like the one, ba, ba, ba. But switching it up, having it cut off at moments to really emphasize bass shots or like your kick coming in, anything like that can go insane for something like this. Yeah, and then you just obviously got to finish it. But overall, I like this track, bro. I think it has a lot of potential, and you don't have too much to do. Like, once you start doing the little things, you'll find like everything else that you do is just going to kind of get meshed together, and you're going to start doing it by default. Because if you get this sounding perfect, and when you keep working, all of a sudden that doesn't sound as good, you're going to want to make it that good. So you're going to work until it gets that good, you know? So that's what I would do if I were you. Work on everything we've talked about. The main thing I would say is the stereo spacing with your basses and the vocal that you have going on there. You can make it sit better. And then the turning that crash down a little bit and giving your bass a little bit more life in it. So those would be the main three things that I would do. And then if you get a chance, just make this better, because I don't like that at all, and get the vocal there. But you're not done yet, so yeah. But all right, we're gonna move on now. Let me make sure we haven't gotten any new submissions. Oh, we got an Elevate song. Let me download that from Elevate. Drag that in here. Elevate. Boop boop. There we go. All right. Next one. All right, let's see here. But submissions are now closed. I was just sitting there for a while. The next one is by Bledge. Better Now. Final Interpretation. Interesting. Oh, yeah, of course, bro. I mean, that's why I'm actually taking my time now, is because I want to make sure I give you guys actually good advice, right? Like before I was trying to be quick, trying to get you guys to like start thinking about the next thing, but I was talking with Chafra and he was like, yeah, man, he's like, you need to start giving like genuine advice. Because yeah, I don't ever give advice to people and I have a lot that I can share and I need to start sharing more. But all right, moving on, Blej, let's hear what you got, bro. So these are not the real vocals, so I will not go into the vocals. He will be changing them. Very quiet. Yeah. I know this isn't the final version, so I'm not going to go too crazy with like overall loudness. A big concern I have right now is there's nothing really above. Heat. Yeah, so it seems like I know Blej is not watching, so I'll kind of keep it. No, MP3s actually do not. You can get frequencies above that. It looks like he actually like went through and actually cut that on purpose, because it went a little bit higher at one point, which is weird to me. One of the big things that we're missing from this is the transients specifically. There was like 0 transients in the whole thing. Like there could just be a lot more. But I mean, it's hard to tell just because it's so bare bones minimum. I love where he's going with this. And I'm saying him because I know he's not here. He's in bed because he lives in a very far, far away land. And I know the vocals aren't going to be the original or the vocals that he keeps because he said that in the chat. But yeah, I think the big thing for me right now is just getting those transients and those drums to kick through a little bit more. Yeah, I'm curious here. I'm going to see what I can do. Because if we put more transients in this, it should go crazy. Oh. Like a transient shaper here. It was converted. It might be. could be more precise with this, but yeah, see, like I just want to give it like all the loves. Like if I just do the basic, same thing I did for Radamanthus' song, right? Oh. What did I do? Is it just like that? Whoa, what happened? Oh, it's because I'm soloing one of them. That makes so much more sense. Okay. Thought I was losing my mind for a second. Oh yeah, see, I want to give this so much love to just master it now, but I don't want to do too much. That definitely help with the stereo field part of everything. One thing I would do specifically for this is go through and add saturation to it. Do like a warm tube, soft. Whatever, I'm doing a default. Yeah, it's just those transients, and I don't want to get too technical with it. Like, I might have to, though. I mean, if he just bumped those a little bit more, they would kick through more. Yeah, because if we go like this, do they have any just basic emphasized drums? What does this one sound like? So if you guys look, you can kind of see a little bit of those blue marks coming up right here. That's like it finally starting to come through a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's still more. Like, there's going to be a lot of people or a lot of videos you see, right? And they'll just be like, yeah, you know, anything over like 15, just cut off. You don't need it. Don't do that. Missing perks for me. Yeah, no, the song is definitely not done yet, but it definitely needs way more transients in the drop. The transients are just going to really make it come to life, and then just a little bit of stereo separation, which I know Bledge will get there eventually. But yeah, he's only got to the first drop. So, but overall, from just where he's at currently, it's not bad at all. Getting the new vocals in there and actually going through mastering the whole thing will do wonders to this. because the mixer is already not bad at all. Like, play from the beginning with this. So, I mean, this is with the transient processor. I can turn the saturator off. It wasn't doing much. Yeah, there's a little bit of space, adds a lot for it. There's literally no need to do that. Yeah, definitely. You definitely need more in this section too. So when you're going back and working on it, the section right here definitely needs more love. I understand it's supposed to be quiet, but just more layers, really. Yeah, see, I love the rest of this song. It's just, it needs to be finished more. And knowing Blej, I know he'll do so much more to it. But really, this part needs more love and attention. And then that's going into the whole build-up section, just kind of going forward with that. You would just give it more by default because you're going to start adding things and you're going to want them to kind of translate over here. And then, yeah. And then the more transients coming in on this section will help big time. But yeah, I think I'm going to move on now. But I really like where that's going, Blej. I really do. Whoa, let me mute all of this. All right.
When we fear men more than God, that is a bondage.
Whose song is this first? Fear No Man. Is this? Ah, yes. The only one. He's already been in this chat like the whole time. Ios, let's go.
When we fear men more than God, that is a bondage or proclamation. You'll be timid with your speech and timid with your witness and timid with your post. You're afraid to put your scriptures on social media. God forbid somebody might persecute you because you posted John 3:16. And when we fear man more than we fear God, that is a bondage.
See, look at that high end already on yours. Like how much more you have. It's beautiful. Woo! All right. Yo, that was heat, bro. But let's go into nitpicky. I'm sorry, bro. I'm about to nitpick the crap out of this one. It's really good, though. I loved it. All right. So first things first, your use of the actual full spectrum, great. Loved it. You were filling everything. You had your percussions going everywhere, really covering all your space, but you need more to fill that space because that was like really all you had to kind of fill those sides, right? Which it's all cool and it sounds great by itself, but give your basses some love, man. Spread them out more. Because that the whole time, like we'll go through it again, right? And you'll see like it just kind of stuck here in the middle. Which can I just keep this here? Is there a way I can just stamp it to here so it doesn't keep going away? Keep focus? No. I have no idea. Oh well, it's gonna fade away. Detach? How do I do that? Is it this? No. External window. Right? Nope, it went away anyways. Yeah, wait, what? The arrow menu? Oh. Ah, there we go. Yeah, cool. All right, now I can actually do stuff. All right, so I'm going to move this down a little bit more as we zoom in here. So we're going to start playing, and then we're going to go through and start nitpicking. But yeah, the main thing that I got off the bat, because I loved your sound design, your all the sound you chose, everything perfect, loved it, right? As far as that's how that all goes, I wouldn't change a thing. But yeah, let's get into it.
When we fear men more than God, that is a bondage or proclamation. You'll be timid with your speech, and timid with your witness, and timid with your poem.
If you see that, right, kind of that spectrum right there, your basses do not really leave that stereo field the entire time, right? So even in the cone aspect of it, you're kind of failing that. So just go in. I would recommend, I'd be curious to know how a Haas filter would sound on something like this because you don't want to go absolutely crazy, right? If you do too much stereo field, right? So like, if you were to go through, I mean, I would still recommend doing something like the ozone here for your master, right? But this might make it sound bad, right? So this would be something I wouldn't guarantee do on yours. And when you're working on tracks like this, it gets tricky working in the stereo field. But that's really all it's missing is that those main lead stereo.
When we fear men more than God, that is a bondage or proclamation. You'll be timid with your speech, and timid with your witness, and timid with your post. You're afraid to put your scriptures on social media. God forbid somebody might persecute you because you posted John 3:16. And when we fear man more than we fear God, that is a bondage or proclamation, and it is a catalyst for compromise. Because wherever you fear man, you will compromise to fit in.
Okay. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, right here. Right, so yeah, just, it's hard for me to, so yeah, you need to do more stereo field on like everything. It's just hard for me to say exactly how to do it without doing it myself. But with this section here, right, this section has something completely different, which is extremely technical. But I want to get you thinking about it. So pull up the Pro Q here. Okay, so I want you to look at these like side by side, right? So look here, you're gonna have your main harmonic like right around here, and then you have your second and third harmonic that kind of go down, right? You actually want those to technically be a little bit louder. That will help bridge that gap between your really high-end noise area to your bass to kind of make it all sound like it's flowing together more. You have to be careful because if you push it too much, it'll sound like it's clipping, but giving it a little bit extra love will help fill that little section in right there and give your song a little bit more depth overall. So like these two harmonics here. Same even like with one of these, like boosting that third harmonic a little bit.
So we fear no man.
See, but you notice how whenever that specific part, those boo, 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 that those harmonics go a little bit quieter right there. You want to bring those up to kind of hit about the same. See, like you're filling the cone with that wow. But that's so narrow. Get that noise out there, bro. Get it out. See, if you're listening to it, you can actually hear that difference between the wah 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 and the like the other instruments. I can do that easily since I process my sub separately from the bass. Yeah, as you should. In something like this, I would never do the sub with your main lead. Keeping it separated, even whenever I'm doing like heavy dubstep, anything, I'm always working with a separate sub. So that way I have that extra control. And a lot of times I like to have a lot more fun with the sub. So like I won't have it, I mean, this primarily comes from when I make house, is I don't like the sub to necessarily follow the same rhythm or melody as the main instruments. So I'll have, it'll sound different, you know, which adds a lot of variation. But yeah, this should be a super easy fix for you, but you really got to use your ears to make sure it doesn't clip. Yeah, that's just so much more narrow. Which I'm actually, that gets me really curious. Because those are like my only main concerns. Like those two, and that's like super, super nitpicky, right? But let's throw this on just to see how it sounds with it and give it another look through. I'm going to restart it from the beginning.
When we fear men more than God, that
So
is
this
a
is what
bondage
the-
or proclamation. You'll be timid with your speech and timid with your witness and timid with your post. You're afraid to put your scriptures on social media. God forbid somebody might persecute you because you posted John 3:16. And when we fear man more than we fear God, that is a bondage or a proclamation, and it is a catalyst for compromise. Because wherever you fear man, you will compromise to fit in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can really hear it there. Yeah, you don't want to mono that far. One thing that I always do is I will stick it close to that 100. Now, it all depends on the key you're working in, right? For a song like this, you really do kind of want to keep it at the 100 because you don't want too much, which you can find that out mainly in your EQ if you don't know
When we
frequencies too
fear
well.
men more than God, that
And
is
let's
a
look and see
bondage
where
or
that main
proclamation. You'll be
subharmonic
timid with your
is at.
speech and timid with your witness and timid with your post. You're afraid to put
I
your
don't wanna
scriptures on
boost it.
social media. God forbid somebody might persecute you because you posted John 3:16.
Right here. This is your main harmonic right here. So in theory, I could bring it lower, but you kind of want everything under 100 to be mono because this is, when you go to live shows, this is where your subs are going to be playing while everything else will kind of be going like 150 plus, right? If you go like 200 down mono, you're actually getting some of those low mids mixed into that, which you really want those to kind of be pretty wide because when you get those wide, they work very well and they really fill up things. One thing that I wish I had is a analog compressor. Sometimes I'll actually send my songs to Gregatron for him to run it all through a his analog compressor, and it'll actually get me that really good warmth mid stereo, and it gives a little bit of saturation too. Oh yeah, thanks for the subscription, bro. Thank you very much. But all right, we're going back. But yeah, you can definitely tell a difference just with this, especially in that main bass that you already kind of had stereoized. The issue with just doing this on the master and not stereoizing everything else, right, is this isn't going to be like a end all be all master, you know? Like, I would have to go through and at certain points expand it and everything. But the parts you already kind of have wide, it's pushing it wider and it's sounding really, really good. Which, well, go back here, turn these off, go to your drop here.
You will compromise to fit in.
Yeah, you see how wide that sounds with this on? Now, if I turn it off,
You will compromise to fit in.
now with it on, off, back on, off, on. You see how it kind of makes it all start coming back to life whenever you push it wider like that? And I know that I'm just saying like the same thing for everybody, but it's really the truth, right? Like, this is what a lot more of the pros are doing to their stuff that are making them sound so much more professional than everybody, is the little stuff like making sure your stereo field's being covered, right? And I'm gonna be honest, some pros that are in the scene aren't even doing this, and you can tell. But it's just because they have like amazing branding and stuff. But yeah, this is a big one. I can use my Imager Patcher preset. Yeah, you 100% can, at least for your master. I would go through and try to make sure everything is hitting around the same stereo field. So when you master, and if you're doing something like this, you can. See, like, I don't always do this in my master because a lot of times I'm trying to get this all done in the mix itself, so I don't have to go through and do this. But sometimes I'll do this just to make sure like my sub is in mono, all of that, because sometimes it's just not. And I don't like to phase correct because it's a pain to do all that, but just going through and EQing can help a lot with that. But let's see here. If I go here and just solo your sub. See, like, just barely has some width, which is so good, so good. Yeah, you see how, like, mono that got? Jeez.
You will compromise to fit in. So we fear no man.
Yeah, dude, you're really, like, right there. Like, it's not much. Just getting your stereo field right, those tiny, the subharmonics, and you're there, bro. That's a heater. Like, literally, bro, I would go back and I would work on those few things, and then, yeah, send it to me, because this is heat. This is some serious heat. But, all right, we're going to move on, because I'm just being too nitpicky at this point. I can also try to widen the basses on the serum track and the mixture. Yeah, you can. You could add a dimension. I wouldn't do a hyper. I would do the dimension specifically. That might be able to give you some extra space. But yeah, there's so many things you can kind of do to kind of help push it wider like that. But a lot of it's going to be very situational. All right. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, Elevate's not coming to Living Water this year. I get it, though. Europe is a whole different beast to try to get here. Oh yeah, bro. I mean, you're so close. Like actually so close. I mean, even me, bro. Like, if that was my project, and I know I'm just like solo dropping it, and I'm not gonna be sending it to labels, I would realistically probably leave it there, and I wouldn't do all that. Like where you have it now. If I was planning on sending it to labels, I would look at that kind of stuff. But that's kind of your call. I mean, personally, how it is now, like I would sign that to Xtol, or I would drop that like myself if that was my song. But it's your call if you want to go back and fix it. Ultimately, it's not the biggest difference. I would say the stereo field would be more of the big fix rather than the strip. Like if you're gonna go back and work on anything, work on the stereo field. Not that. Yeah, exactly. I get that. A lot of times too, whenever I'm sending my song for feedback, I don't go back and change it unless it's something small that I know I could fix really quick. And I just like keep a mental note of that for next time. Because I don't want to just sit there and go back over and over and over and over and over again to songs, because people can always find something with your song, right? Like if like Focus sends me one of his songs, I would be able to go through and find something wrong with it, right? If he sends it, after he fixes that, if he sends it to Everett Maxwell would be able to find something probably completely different than what I find, right? And that's just because everybody has their specific way of doing things, and they look for certain things more regularly. Oh, yo, Siege is on YouTube. Hi, Siege. You should come over to Twitch like a real person. But all right, we're going to move on now. So, yeah, submissions have been closed, so that's a good thing. Next up, we have Neomike Ambassador. So let me reset this stuff. All right, and then we got that lined up already. Go from the start. Let's go. This is probably just going to be a listen through.
I'm an ambassador of Christ. You ready to move?
Yo, is Neomike in the chat?
I'm an ambassador of Christ. You ready to move?
All right. Neo Mike. The only thing I really have with your song, because you had a beautiful, beautiful song, which I want to actually test this before saying anything. So let's go here.
I'm an ambassador of Christ. You ready to move?
Yeah, just a little bit more stereo filled in your drop, because you have the rest of your song that's very filling in your stereo. But when you get to the drop, it comes in just a little bit. Like if you look here, you'll see when I have this off, you'll see everything's like outside, and then all of a sudden when the drop hits, it's inside the cone.
I'm an ambassador of Christ. You ready to move?
It's like very similar as earlier, where the clap and everything's way out on the sides, but the majority of it's inside the cone. So just pushing it a little bit wider with the basic thing like this, you could literally copy paste this on almost any song and it'll make it sound better. See how much more space it gets?
I'm an ambassador of Christ. You ready to move?
And I would say that's done. Like in my personal opinion, it's done. Ready to release right there. Don't need anything else. Everything else is done for. You know? A little bit more space, song's over. You win. GG's. Neo Mike wins. Truthfully, that's all it needs. Which, Neo Mike, if you watch this later, do this, or send it to me. Like I don't already have it, but I can send you this if you need. Because that's really all this needs. But yeah, like, it's crazy how, like, I don't know how you guys are all listening, but just simple, like this simple little tool, right? It works for everything. It really does, right? And I could go through song by song and do the adjustments to make each part sound better, right? But you can see I'm just throwing on this basic little preset that I made here while we were doing this. And it's just making every song just sound way bigger than it really is. And it's not even really changing your loudness either. You know, it's just making it fill more space that hasn't been really used, right? With like Ios, with your song specifically, like you had your percussions hitting everywhere else besides your leads. Same with Neo Mike. He's in the same boat as you here. The only difference between you and him was he had those harmonics filled in the sub. But like that's the only difference. And if you guys do that to every song, it would just be massive jump ups. And I mean, you can take bad songs, do this to it, and I guarantee you people will be like, yo, your production just stepped up. Even if your songs are technically not even as good as what you're making now, this simple trick will help you guys out that big. It's actually crazy. What was that? Was it important? Oh, Siege Boy submitted an hour after submissions closed. That's crazy, Siege. You're like super late, bro. Jeez. But yeah, I have nothing else to really say regarding this because it's actually that good, and I just love Neo Mike's style so much. But all right, we're gonna move on though because you don't need much feedback. And this song, I don't want to keep playing it live because this should definitely... I don't think it's out yet either, so I don't want to play it too much. But yeah, moving on, we have Asher. Asher's next. I don't believe Asher's in the chat either. And then after that, we got Just Zale. I hope I say that right. And then Elevate. And then Siege. We'll see how long I got in me, bro. We'll see if we download your song or not. But, all right. All right, let's go. Life by Asher. Oh, wait a minute. I still have the ozone on. There we go. gotta mute myself because I'm. It sounds like it's like a real bass guitar almost. All right, so I know Asher is not in the chat, but we can get into this. So start things off here. We got the intro. Love this so much. Okay, so right here, you have a lot going on. So first things first, you got to turn your sub or your kick down, because that is just, it's basically clipping this whole time, or it just needs to be turned down, right? Just turn your kick down. Second thing, you have your impact that hits at the same time, which is causing a lot of mud, right? Clean it up around here. And it seems like you have some low end coming in on that impact. So I would just straight up remove it, right? Just take your EQ, cut it, and just take out that low end. You don't need your low end on this impact. You already have your kick, you have your bass coming in, all of that. You don't need that impact to hit here as well. And then remove some of those lows, right? Yeah, you might want it to fill that space there, but you have other elements here. Like you can really hear like your kick is a little bit overpowering on the whole thing. So yeah, turn the kick down. I want to say turn the bass down, but I'm not sure yet just because that kick is just so loud. And I don't know if you're sidechaining. Oh, I accidentally restarted it. Let's go back here. You are sidechaining, cool. Yeah, that impact is just brutal. I don't like how you have your hat only on the right side. If you're gonna pan a hat, purely to your right side, have one pan to your left side, and then I would put one in the middle too, right? Don't just have it go one side. I'm curious. Yeah, it honestly seems like your right side's always hitting. Yeah, see, like I like the overall, like how you have your drop. My biggest thing I don't like is that just hat on the side. I want it to be doing something either like panning left and right to make it interesting, or just straight down the middle, because it just sounds wrong with only one thing being on the right like that. Let's see here. Yeah, I hear that too. Yeah. Dude, I honestly think your kick might be a little too long. Yeah, I would say shorten your kick. Let me see. I can figure this out more. Let's go like here to here. We're going to extract stems. Just do the drums here. Boop, boop, boop. All right, cool. Now we can look. Zoom in more. Turn this off so I can. Yeah, dude, that kick is huge, bro. Shorten that kick a little bit. Like if you had it something like. Wait a minute. See, because that whole thing. No, that would be your sub coming in. But if you had this like more clicky, like let me make this unique. Oops. Make this unique. And then I want to stretch it because I don't want it to lose the fundamentals. Cool, I did. And we'd like bring it in like this, roll it off more. That would be better, right? Having a short kick for something like this is going to do a lot more for you than having that longer kick. I know something like you want it to be like jumpy, all of that, but you can kind of do that with your bass line, and you have a little bit more control over that. When you have it shorter, it just gives your bass more room to do its own thing, right? Like this is drum and bass. This isn't like house. House, you can have a little bit more oomph in your kick, but when it spans almost like 2 little bars like that, like that's long. It's very, very long. Yeah, you want those short, right? That'll make a big difference for something like this. But yeah, you can tell just with the drums, with that effect in there, how muddy that thing is. Like, it just slapping each other in the face. They're like, I want this bass. Now I want this bass. Like, give them both some love, bro. EQ them. Make them work together at least. Or just delete it, because it's a lot of mids going on right now with the low end. And, yeah, they could work a lot better. Yeah, you can see how much more that kind of comes to life with that specific one when it's short. Yeah, definitely big thing for there. But oh, yep, there's a bunch. You can add more percussions in this too, like that'll give it a lot more life to it, because it really seems like you really only have that ride. No, you have percussions. They're just really quiet in the background. Bring your percussions up more. But I'm gonna move on because that's super. I would also say, instead of just cutting it off like that, have it like fade out. Like fill it with reverb as it gets to the end, and then poof, all out. Have that reverb tail go pretty long. Or just have like a little like sweep go on right there where it kind of drags it on after more. Because you kind of have something going on there, but it's like, why is it hitting late? I want it earlier. Okay. Hang on a second. Soothe 2 is really good with just like cleaning up your mixes. So I like to use it more to kind of help me flush out like harsh frequencies more than anything. It's kind of like, it sounds like it's almost compressing it in a way, but it's just smashing your frequencies that are not very pleasant. But it can be very much, like way too much sometimes. But I wanted to see if this filter here, mud filter, would actually clean up that impact. If it is more just your mids. No, it did not do that much. This help at all. That ain't doing anything. See, like in this situation, I would actually say Soothe is doing too much. So it's like I would tune it back. So if we go like this. See, like that's where I would have Soothe at, right? And that's just cleaning up specific frequencies. And I'd just have it on the default preset. Like there's presets I could totally do, like master and then all of this. You know, I could really go through and do that. But I'm not going to. But again, like everybody else, the stereo field could be a lot better. So you can see it just brings so much more life. But as far as that, that's what I would do with this specific song, is go through, clean up the pre-drop or the drops, the very intro where you have those impacts going on. Make something more interesting here, and then don't just end it like that. Like, you end it with like something. You need something to kind of just fade out. When you do it like that, you better have a song starting like right there to kind of go with it, and like an EP or something. But it just sounds out of place, in my opinion. Like, you just need to work on an outro. Max Boyle music. Wow, that butchered that. Oh, Max Boyle music. Yo, what's up, bro? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'm gonna move on. Asher, I hope you are watching this after the fact. Because it's not bad. I mean, you always do really good with that, and you're getting a lot better. But just little things. It seems like you just kind of slacked off on that. My day is going fairly well. I worked earlier today, and then now I am doing this. So yeah, which I haven't done this in like a little over a year, guys. Isn't that crazy to think about? It's been over a year since I've done Friday Feedback. And somehow we have 11 people watching, which is insane. Like, last time we would get like, I mean, we were averaging like 16 to like 20 something people last time, right? But now it's like 11 in this like first Friday Feedback. It used to be like, oh, we'd have like 6 people. So that's kind of crazy. And I don't remember. Do y'all remember the time we did it last time? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember either. I can't remember if it was this time or later, but all right. Max, I saw you submitted. It was a YouTube video. So for this, we were only doing MP3s or waves so I can download it. And we actually stopped getting submissions at 7 o'clock. So it was about an hour and 20 minutes ago. So if you want to, next Friday, we will be doing this again, July 3rd. So just send in your MP3 or WAV file, and so that way I can download it and actually do like an in-depth analysis. I mean, unless you want us just to go crazy to your song, we can. But yeah, for the most part, I'm trying to do a little bit more intentional about actually giving really decent in-depth feedback, sometimes being extremely nitpicky, and some could honestly be more opinions than genuine advice. But yeah. Before, it used to just be a jam out sesh, and I didn't really like that too much. It felt like it was too fake. Not enough people were actually learning. But, all right, moving on here. Who is this one by? Let's go up and see. I believe this is Just Zale. Okay, yeah, I can play it, and we can go crazy to it and give you some feedback. I mean, we'll probably end up playing Siege Boys as well. So, but yeah, Just Zale, Death. Let's go. Make sure I have this set up properly and it's not playing a million things. Cool.
All going to die down here.
I don't want to die. Oh, I gotta mute myself.
You're all gonna die one day. And when you do, we're probably gonna still be alive.
Watch me kill all my enemies.
Okay, I love the sub in this section. It's like perfect. Okay, so this was really good production. My only thing, which I would say would honestly probably be a personal opinion, where I think the vocal in it is too auto-tuned. I think if you did less auto-tune, it would make it sound better, but then it might ruin the vibe of the song itself, which is hard to say just because the song is so good. And I love how you were doing the fans, because the first like drop or break, whatever that was totally like fans. And I was like, this makes so much sense why you're spamming fans now. Because it's like literally... Like, for this, you could probably boost a third harmonic in your sub here. I don't think it's necessary, though. Like, just from how it is. Yeah, dude, it's just so different. It's like I can't go too crazy in it. Yeah, definitely. See, and it's obvious to tell too, like, in my opinion, it's like, okay, yeah, that could be more stereoized, but it's very intentional. It seems like that's why you did that, because like everything else is stereo and it's kind of filling it in, and it's like, yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. That's a great way to put it. But yeah, my only thing is that like that part though. You can tell it's very auto-tuned. Yeah, it's just like the kill all part. Like that specific part, I'm like, I want less auto-tune specifically on that. Which, I mean, that could be re-recording the thing. It could be completely something you did intentionally. Just in my personal preference, I would loosen it up a little bit. And it might sound cool to have it just completely off key. Like do like a whole like Gorillaz type thing. That could be really cool, honestly. But I'm going to move on because I don't really have much else to say on that. I mean, you kind of checked every box possible, and it's so experimental. It's hard to critique something that's so experimental. Yeah, but I actually really like that. I don't know. Personally, I would never play that live because it's just not my style. But I could see myself listening to it, just like occasionally, because I'd like listening to other things randomly. But it's something I would add to a playlist for sure. But all right, Elevate Chant is up next. I want to make sure I didn't do anything. Yeah, because I wouldn't do anything there. That was really good. I love that. All right, Elevate, let's go. Oh, I gotta mute my mic. Excuse me, Elevate? Where did this come from? What? So I listened to the album in the car, and the only thing I was thinking about in the car was it could possibly use more high end off the bat. But I wanted to go back and re-listen to it in the studio, which I'm so glad you sent it, because I added Chafra's song to my playlist, but I was going through more just because I love Chafra's song so much. But yeah, let's continue with this. I feel Yeah, okay. I'll restart. This is by far the best song I'd ever heard from you, Elevate. Like, not even close. I would say your biggest things with this specific one is you could use a little bit of boosting within like your 200 to like 900 range. That would help a lot. But other than that, bro, you really utilize the stereo field. Boost a little bit more of that high end, and it'll really, really punch through a little bit, because it can be just a tiny bit more. Nothing, it doesn't have to be crazy amount, right? But it'll help you kind of just like get it to be a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I figured. Because I mean, yeah, dude, this is heat. This is just pure heat the whole time. I'd be curious to see if you cut out all low end in this section too. I'm curious. I'm gonna do this real quick. I don't want it there. I want it like here. Okay, yeah, so it comes in like there. All right. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to throw a basic EQ on this so I can do this. Bit. Let's move this off to the side. Throw this automation clip here. Boom. Turn that off. See what this sounds like. See if it'll hit more. Did I do enough? Let's see. Ah! Hang on, got it. Now with it. Yeah. Small little detail. What if I do a little bit more? Let's see here. Zoom in a little bit. Bring it up to like 300. To 200. Let's go up to like 300. Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, dude, that goes hard like that. All right, let me delete this so I don't accidentally mess up something else in the future. And then out of curiosity, I'm turning this on. Yeah, you could use a little bit more stereo space, bro. Not much, though. Not much. You have a lot covered, which it might be the hats, what I'm thinking, because sub. Yeah, mono out the sub. Yeah, that's solid. Go ahead and mono out here. Perfect. This is Elevate. Yeah, so it's this section here that's 600 to like 10K. Boosting that stereo field gave it a lot of field of depth for sure. Yeah. Seems like this has been like the main thing of the chat so far is just throwing this like little preset on every song. Yeah, do you want me to render this and send it to you so you can replace your file? Because this shouldn't change your overall loudness. Oh, it does. No, it doesn't. It gives a little bit more loudness, but yeah, I'll send it to you after the stream. But all right, let me go through. Make it wider. Everybody needs to make their songs wider. But all right, I'm gonna download Siege Boy's song, and then we're gonna play this YouTube video while we wait, and we'll end the stream with Siege Boy. All right.
About me.
All right. I hope you have this clean.
Think about me. I'ma keep on moving.
Woo.
I'ma keep it moving, she get homie like that. Had me wrapped around her finger, yeah, she like it like that. Man, my patience getting paper, then she crazy is the way she is. Believe me, what I'm saying, is it wrong? It's been right here, clear day.
Yeah, there's a vibe.
She ain't ever gonna try to change. She don't see what I see. Blaming me's her dopamine. Let her feel just like she want. I ain't got the time to try and fix the things she want. That fight ain't mine. She ain't never gonna look at herself. But baby, I ain't gonna stop the hell. Let her feel just like she want. Hey, go on, keep on moving, moving, moving.
Yeah, you have a great voice.
Oh, just keep on moving, 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 moving. Friends told me how it would go. Didn't listen, try to do it on my own. She a lie, she a cheat, she a oh no. She lucky I'm a gentleman, I would've said it different. I could've just said she a hoe. That's okay, it's probably just a phase. She can't say what she need to say.
Yeah, do you produce everything yourself?
Let her feel just like she want. I ain't got the time to try and fix the things she want. That fight ain't mine. She ain't never gonna look at herself. But baby, I ain't gonna stop the hell. Let her feel just like she want. Hey, go on, keep on moving, moving, moving.
Okay.
Oh, just keep on moving, 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 moving. Let her feel just like she want. I ain't got the time to try and fix the things she want. That fight ain't mine. She ain't never gonna look at herself. Baby, I ain't gonna stop the hell. Let her feel
Yeah, dude, that just like it ended. That is fire. The only thing I really have to say with it is in your voice specifically, I wish like around here it was boosted a little bit to give your voice more body, because I feel like that's the one spot that's lacking, but it'll give your voice a lot more of a full sound, which I think your voice totally deserves it. Which I'm assuming because you said you composed and wrote it, that's not you doing that. So I would just recommend that for future songs. Just kind of see what that sounds like, right? If you like it, you like it. It'll just make your voice itself sound a little bit more natural and a little bit more professional. But that's about it, honestly. The rest of the song, like writing-wise and everything, perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. I loved how you did the little, like, you not say the word, then it comes back later, and you're like, I wouldn't call you a hoe, you know? Like, that was creative. I loved that so much. Gives a little bit more personality in the song itself. But yeah, love it so much. So much. But I'm going to move on now. That's something I could see my wife listening to a lot, actually. But me just being producer, I'm critical on the little stuff all the time, which she can't stand. All right, Siege Boy. You're lucky I'm doing this, bro. I downloaded it twice. All right. Oh, yeah, of course, bro. I'd be curious to, if you, like, I'm planning on doing this every Friday. I can. So I know my next one's going to be Friday. Which, I mean, you're not a producer, so I can understand you not wanting to get full in-depth feedback on everything. I also don't write like that, so I wouldn't be the best person to give like actual writing advice. And I mean, writing is such a personal thing in general. So I wouldn't ever give you feedback on something like that, but feel free to send more stuff. I enjoyed listening to it. But Siege Boy, I say we just listen to his song and not give any feedback. Y'all agree with that? Just because he was late? All right, we'll get into it. You're right, I should delete it. First things first, bro. There is 0 breaks in this entire song. It is just flatlined the entire time, right? So from the moment it starts all the way through, it doesn't stop, right? Your pre-drop is non-existent. You need a pre-drop. A pre-drop is going to separate this song so much and smooth out that transition to your drop, right? So let's go back here, right? Because like if I'm DJing this, I should be able to look at this wavetable and see exactly when this drop's happening. In my opinion, that should be like here. But it's not there, right? It's going to be over here. This whole section doesn't need to be there, truthfully. Because you can have it. Stop. Right here. Right? You have it stop there. So this would be your build-up, right? Vocal only, right? You mute like everything else, and then you get into the drop. Because like this whole section after that, it's just super unnecessary. And the vibe you're going for is something super melodic, right? If you want to do a fake out, do a fake out. Don't just have it continue, because this section just seems like it gets blurred. Right? Like that has like this little build right here, like a little reverb swell, and to your drums again, which why are you reintroducing some drums? And then do you have... That's too full, bro. You could also cut the sub or use like a high pass temporarily. Yeah. Yeah, dude, the overall mix definitely needs a lot more work. I would agree with what you said earlier with the vocals need to come out more, which that's going to be done through a mixture of compression, and you can do it with EQ. So like what I told the dude earlier, you can boost like your frequencies around your low mids a little bit more. That's going to help kind of give your vocal a little bit more front presence. And then what you want to do is you want to find your main harmonic in that vocal, and then you want to cut it out of like everything else, because that's going to help bring that space for that vocal to actually be there and it not just get swallowed alive. Also, make sure you don't have too much reverb on the vocal itself, because if you have too much, it's just going to push it in the background, right? Which it sounds like there's already a decent amount of reverb on it, right? And I don't know if you added any extra. So that's one thing I would look at, because your reverb will definitely just push it in the back, and it'll be hard to bring it forward in the first place. One thing that you can do is automate your reverb, so when your vocal's playing, your reverb isn't playing, but once your vocal stops, it can come out. You could also use a vocal with a plugin like Anina or Soothe 3 to sidechain the vocals from the basses, right? You can. I don't like doing that, though. You technically could. I don't like doing that. I like doing it all manually, because sometimes when you do that, it does too much of certain frequencies. You could also use, like, a lot of people use Soothe to EQ like their hats, so that the hats can cut through their leads and their basses more, which I personally don't like doing that either. But that's what I would do to kind of help clean that up. And then just make sure you're doing a lot of EQ work, because you have a lot of elements going on, and your EQ can clean a lot of that up. And just make sure you're not processing everything too much, because if you have too much compression, it'll just flatten the whole thing out, which it sounds very flat at the moment, like everything's about the same. Yeah, that's what I would say. This first drop, I think you can make it work if you clean up that pre-drop, though. That would be the big one for that. It's totally leading to a melodic dubstep, but you didn't. Yeah, see, right here, what I would say is pick an element. What do you want to be your main thing? Do you want it to be the sustain, or do you want it to be the lead, right? Keep one where it's at, turn the other one down. Personally, I would do the sustain because it's leading you to want to do melodic dubstep, but you're like, I want to do these like color-based plucks, but I also want to have the sustain here, right? So you got to pick and choose which one you want in this section. They both don't work together that well, so bring one down, keep the other one up. Yeah, because you have your sub following that sustain, so I would go with the sustain. Yeah, dude, it sounds like you might just be compressing this entire track too hard, or you're just slamming the crap out of it with a clipper or limiter. But moving on from there, I love this. I think it could be a little bit shorter, but it works for the song. Make it more minimal, bro. Make it more minimal. You got too much going on. Oops. Oh, what am I doing, man? Let's go. Okay, yeah, you don't even need that last part. Impact right there, end it, bro. You already have 4 minutes. It's hard enough trying to get people to listen to a 2-minute song. But, like, yeah. Just end the song here. You're ending it how everyone would want to. When you go into that dubstep thing, you already gave it to them once in the beginning, right? Just end the song. This is a beautiful way to end the song. It sounds like you're actually, like, finishing it when you do it this way. When you go back in the dubstep, you're like, it was honestly kind of unsettling because you've been wanting this the whole time. You finally give it to them. You should end it like this to kind of satisfy. When you go back into the dubstep, it kind of like ruins that moment. You know, like it's beautiful. It gives people to be like, oh, I feel good about myself now. But that's what I would do. I'd say you definitely have a lot more mixing stuff to do. But obviously, just from the little bit of master stuff I did with the Ozone, but you've seen me do this a million times. You can hear the difference. That's just opening up your stereo field, making things, the frequencies sit where they're supposed to. Now, I went over this a million times in this session, but it really does work a lot. I'd still say you need to clean it up, but this is the perfect example of this can turn just about any song into a great sounding song purely from a mastering standpoint. So, but I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Thank you guys so much for all stopping in. Oh, wait, before I go, after the stream, Elevate, I need to send you your song. Yeah, I need to send that. And then I did see, Ios, you did send your song back. I am not going to review it today because I am honestly tired. We went through like 6 or 7 songs and it's been 2 hours, which is insane. But thank you guys all so much for stopping by. I should change this back to scene. Yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciated it. If you guys like this, please let me know in Discord. That way I know to do more feedback like this again. If not, I can go back to the old style, but I feel like this was a little bit more beneficial for everybody. I do want to take a more hands-on approach for everybody for feedback and stuff. So I am going to be trying to do this as much as possible. It is hard for me to find the time to do so. I'm not going to be working Fridays anymore. So that should help a lot with me being able to stream more. I do have shows coming up. I do have a tour coming up. So there's a lot going on there. So bear with me because I will try to do this as much as possible. But also, feel free to send us stuff to release on Xtoll Records because we're always looking for new songs to release through Xtoll Records. And you guys deserve the love and the support from Xtoll. That's why we built this community, is to bring new people up and not just promote the top of the top, you know? So please feel free to submit us stuff. I'll be able to give you guys feedback through those submissions, or one of our A&Rs will. So thank you guys all so very much for being here. I will catch you guys all next Friday. Peace out, guys. I got to end the stream.